Okay, we're up to mitzvah lamed beis and lamed gimel. Lamed beis is shaloi lasus melacha b'Shabbos, is based on the pasuk in this week's parsha, Parshas Yisro, that a person should not do melacha, not just him, his children, even his slaves, his animals. No one should do melacha. The chinuch points out that although it's one pasuk, the punishment, of course, is different. A person who does the melacha themselves is different than having someone else do the melacha for them. Therefore, there's always many shilas. If a person wants their child to do something, is that okay or not okay? The tricky question here is, who is the children here referring to in the pasuk? When it says, Lo sa'asirkum malacha ato bincha, bincha, who's the bincha? Your little child is not chayv in mitzvahs anyway. And if it's your older son, then he has his own obligation. We'll leave that for the listeners. What's the sheresh ha-mitzvah? Sheresh ha-mitzvah, the chinuch says, is that we should be free from our business in honor of the day. Likvoya b'nafshosenu, to set again in our heart, emunas chidush ha'olam, to remember that Hashem created the world. And He created the world in 6 days and He rested on the 7th. And then the chinuch adds that there's another aspect, not mentioned here, but mentioned in the other Aseres HaDibros, meaning the second time around in Parshas Vayeschanan, the aspect was that we were slaves in Mitzrayim and we had no menucha. And therefore, now that we have menucha, Hashem took us out in order to give us menucha. And this is how we remember the fact that we were slaves in Mitzrayim. That's one of the reasons. The next mitzvah is mitzvah lamed gimel. Kibud av v'em, respecting father and mother. And the idea of kibud, as the Gemara says, and the Chinuch quotes the Gemara in Kiddushin, is to feed him, to give him clothing, to take him in and out. All these are positive acts that are included in kavod, in honoring one's parent. Then the Chinuch says, what's the sheres? What's the root of this mitzvah? Roi l'odam sheyakir v'yigmor chesed. It's hakaras hatoiv, to the one that took care of us, that brought us to the world. In other words, chas v'shalom, we are considered kfui tova, a terrible midah. The opposite, the most important midah we have is hakaras hatoiv, and the opposite is kfui tova, and it's expressed very much in parents. That's why, of course, the Rav Shimon Bar Yochai says in the Midrash is the most difficult mitzvah to do. The chinuch adds one more aspect. He says, when you really work on hakaras hatoiv for your parents, that's when you'll be koine the midah benavshoi, to be makir tovas hakel. It's a stepping ground to be makir hakaras hatoiv to the Rabbeinu Shalom. That's